The barbell deadlift. So this is a complex move. What I'm going to recommend is that you watch this video at least through the first rep, as I'm going to explain how you lift, how you prep, lift, and then how you set down. And then what I want you to do is bring this video with you to your bar and practice with me. It's going to make way more sense, and it's going to be easier to get the movement pattern down. All right, so I'm going to show you from the side what this looks like, and then I'm also going to turn to the front so you can get an idea of where my hands and my legs are placed, all that good stuff. Okay, so before we get into the actual demo, I'm going to just preface by saying my bar is close to the ground. So be mindful that your bar is probably going to look different. I have a very old school bar. I don't have an Olympic barbell for sure, but most plates and bars are going to be a little bit higher. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind too. And always consider how heavy is your bar when you're looking at the weight that I've prescribed for you for today. So just be mindful of that too. So if it says that you're supposed to be lifting 65 pounds, most Olympic bars weigh 45 pounds themselves. So start with the bar and add weights on as you feel comfortable and as your body allows you to. Meaning if you have low back issues, I want you to go light to start so we can get the form down before we do anything else. All right, now let's get into it. So when you're getting yourself set up underneath the bar, once your bar is set up, ideally we're gonna leave it where it is. We're gonna move our body around the bar and not the bar around us. So be prepared. I'm gonna be looking this way to maintain spinal integrity, okay? So I want you to watch where I'm going. You're gonna start off by planting your feet directly underneath the bar, about the middle of your arch. So take a look down, see where your arch is. Okay, yep, we're in about the middle of it, okay? Then I want you to pop your knees forward so you can feel the bar on your shins. It shouldn't be a big reach. If it feels like you have to really push your knees forward, then you might need to bring the bar a little bit closer to you or step further underneath it, okay? That's just so you have that awareness, because that's how we're gonna get set up, okay? From there, I want you to curl your toes in like monkey feet. So I want you to curl them in. So you're gonna get widen through the toes, curl them up, so that you have all four corners of your feet planted. Big toe, pinky toe, back corner, outside corner, sorry, and inside corner. So you have all 4 points of contact as your power source to push through the floor, okay? Now that you've done the lower half, the upper half needs to get some work in. We're gonna make sure we tuck the pelvis in, abs are gonna fire on, we're gonna open through the chest, and I like to roll the shoulders back, suck them down into the lats. So you should feel that shoulder pull away from your ears and your lats kick on, meaning the power muscle underneath your shoulder, which is going to stabilize your arm and stabilize the bar, okay? That's gonna make it so that your bar's not swinging around and so you have good control. From there, once we're set up, we're gonna bring our arms down. And I'm gonna talk about the alternate grip in a second. So I like to start with alternate grip, and I'll explain that in a minute. Once you are in the correct position and you have nice long spinal integrity, meaning you're not rounded in, you're not looking up, core is on, neck is back. You are going to fold at the hips like you're hinging back, okay? And I want you to pull your knees forward. Grab onto your bar. Before you lift, it is extremely important that you get tension on your bar, okay? So when I say that, I want you to slightly pull up. You're not gonna lift the bar off the ground, but you're gonna pull up enough that you can feel some power in your arms and you can feel your lats have to do some work. Now that you have that tension, I want you to pull your hips down. That's called wedging into the bar. So instead of being high and doing a classic Romanian deadlift, we're going to pull ourselves down into it to load the glutes and load the quads a little bit more. Now when you're ready, you're going to inhale to prepare. The hup is the initiator of the move. Exhale to lift, okay? Nice neutral spine. Make sure your shoulders are pat. Your neck is back. Big inhale. Initiate. Hup. Exhale to come up. At the top, I want you to focus in. Are you in your standing plank? Are your glutes active? Are your quads pulled up? Is your chest open? Are your shoulders squeezed together? Are your lats fired on? Are your hands gripping the bar with power? Where is your neck? Where are you looking? Are you projecting your head forward? Can you pull the head back and pull the chin? So you are holding a baseball underneath your chin. Now, as you come down, this is important. If you have a heavy bar, you're going to let it drop. Sounds ridiculous, sounds unsafe, but you're gonna do it because it's the descent that is going to be the hardest part on the low back, okay? So if you're going really heavy, I want you to bend your knees just a little bit so you have a little bit of that relief and let it go. Step back if you need to, but let it go. and let it be. Because I'm going light enough, I'm going to reverse this movement. So I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to exhale all the way down. Letting the bar trace my shins back to the exact same position that I started in. Okay? So that is how you're going to work your way through it. Now I'm going to turn the bar. I don't want you to do this ever. I want you to keep the bar where it is and you move your body. Okay? So now you can see where I'm going to place my body. So that's the first rep. Now, we're going to work our way through a few more things. So you have the foot placement down, you're set up here. Typically the first rep you're going to figure out, is that the right spot for you? Do you feel pinching in your hips? If you're here and you're like, oh my goodness, my hips are dying already, widen out. Okay? There is no necessarily wrong way of having your feet too wide. If it's too wide, you're just going to do a sumo dead. That's not the end of the world. Ideally, we're going to be about a squat stance. Okay? So make sure that you are equal in the bar and you're not too far to one way or the other, because we want to have balance and not have the bar be like this, right? So then once you're here, this is where I'm going to talk about our alternate grip. So you can have your hands in the same position, either here or here. It really doesn't matter. But the alternate grip of putting you one palm forward and one palm back is going to help you have control over the bar, especially if it is heavy. If it's heavy and your hands are sweating and your hands are this way, it's really easy for your hands to slip and let the bar go. Whereas if your hands are here and one hand slips, the other hand is going to hold on for dear life. Okay? So that's what I want you to think about if you're going heavy, and you can play with this. Feel free to play with your hand placement. Try a lift with your palms back. Try lift with your palms forward. Try lift alternating both sides. If you're going to alternate, you got to make sure that both sides get equal work. Okay, so make sure that each lift or each set, you swap it out. I always recommend start with your dominant hand forward, open, so that you remember, okay, yeah, my dominant side was doing the work. Okay, now let's get back into it. So, feet are planted, arches underneath the bar. Curl the toes, widen out, and curl them in. All four corners are planted. Tuck the pelvis in. We're going to shoot the pelvis back into our hinge. Lats are on, and you're going to grab onto your bar. Now, when you go to grab on, make sure that your grip is equal, like we talked about where your legs are. You want to make sure your legs are both in an equal space in the bar. So do your arms need to be, okay? You don't want to have one arm way over, because then you're going to have to pull way harder on one shoulder. You want to create balance, not imbalance. So just make sure, I like to line my thumb and my pinky up, because I'm doing an alternate grip, on the lines that I have on my bar. Play with that. You want to make sure that your knees can fit in your arms a little bit. And then you're going to wedge yourself in. Remember, push your knees forward, sit down into it, brace your core, tension on the bar. Inhale to prep, to initiate, and exhale to lift. Check in. Full tension at the top, hold for that 1 to 2 seconds. Exhale, come back down. All right, I'm going to do one more this way, and I'm going to turn the bar again so we can do 2 more reps that side, okay? When you're ready, you're going to wedge in every time. Tension on the bar. Inhale to prep. Come all the way up. Big tension on your glutes. Watch that you're not rotated out of those hips. Eyes are going to come up with you. Now, as you come down, your eyes come down with you as you keep that neutral spine. Okay? That is from the front. Now, let's do 2 more from the side just so you get that little extra feel. All right, resetting. Planting the feet. Make sure you're in the right position. Core is going to turn on. Sit back. Grab the bar. Make sure your lats are already fired. So if you are struggling with the lats, remember, we're going to prep here, open through the chest, push those arms down. Grab onto your bar. When you're ready, wedge, knees forward, bum down. Inhale to prep. Full lockout. Come all the way down. There you go. One last time. Are you ready? Let's do it. Feet on, tension on the bar, wedge. Knees in, bum down. When you're ready, come all the way up, full tension. Every rep, you have an opportunity to check in with your body. Are you in the correct position? Did that feel a little funky? Where are you looking? Are you looking around? Are you listening to your kids? Or are you focused on what you're doing? This is a heavy lift. This is intricate. This also is a high risk move. especially when you lift heavy. So I want you to be intentional. Now as you come down, hold control. Beautiful. And release. Shake that off, let go of the tension that your body's created, and check in. How did that feel, lifting that heavy-ass barbell? Beautiful job. We're gonna come back to it when you're ready. Again, if you need to review this video multiple times and play it each time that you do your barbell deadlift, go for it. Utilize the resources you have available.